Okay, let's unpack this. Um, Almost everything seems to be available on subscription these days, doesn't it? I mean, just think about your day. Your alarm clock, maybe that's part of a smart home thing. Then the news app you check, the music on your commute, or, even the meal kit that shows up for dinner. Subscriptions are kind of woven into, well, everything. They're not just services anymore, are they? They feel like these invisible threads. So today, we're taking a deep dive, a really comprehensive look into this whole world, the subscription economy. And it's not just about paying monthly for Netflix or whatever. It feels like a fundamental shift,
Yeah.
a huge change in how we get stuff, how we interact with products, services. We're moving away from buying things once towards this ongoing, often automated relationship with brands. It's like less ownership, more access, less transaction, more constant engagement.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how our sources really paint a very full picture. We looked beyond just the business numbers, the market growth stuff. We really dug into the human side, the actual experience of subscribing. For this deep dive, we've pulled from quite a mix: rigorous business analyses, consumer behavior studies trying to get at the why, insights from experts in the field, and also, really importantly, real-world stuff from consumers, like on online forums, Reddit. And those personal stories, they give such a grounded perspective, sometimes quite stark, actually.
All right, so our mission today is basically to pull out the most important nuggets, the key takeaways from all that. We want to figure out what's really driving this trend. What are the benefits, the genuine ones, for us, for businesses? But also, let's be honest, what are the pitfalls, the hidden stuff? How is this whole model kind of shaping how we buy things, our budgets, maybe even, and this is interesting, how it's impacting the planet? The goal is really for you, listening, to feel well-informed about this huge economic model so you can navigate it better, maybe feel a bit more in control of your own subscription nation. Okay, so let's start with a bit of history because subscriptions, they're not exactly brand new, are they? This isn't purely a digital invention. I mean, think way back. Those old of the month clubs, your grandparents might have had them. Fruit of the month, cheese of the month, box of fancy fruit just showing up, or special cheese. There were wine clubs, coffee clubs, book clubs, all working on that same recurring delivery idea. And that was years ago, long before the internet. It was about a bit of luxury, convenience, someone curating things for you, no code involved.
Exactly. It's less invention, more.
Yep.
Resurgence, but amplified like massively by technology, digital stuff, e-commerce. That's what really rejuvenated this old idea. It transformed it into the slick, often super personalized, everywhere all the time model we see now. The real game changer wasn't just recurring payments. It was automating them easily, tracking exactly what people like down to the tiny details, and managing these huge delivery networks. That tech backbone. That's what let it explode from niche clubs into this global billion-dollar thing.
And the scale is just, wow. The numbers are mind-blowing. Juniper Research estimates the global subscription economy was worth, $593 billion in 2024. But get this, it's projected to grow another 68% by 2028. We're talking maybe over $1 trillion. It's completely changed how people shop. In the U.S., they're calling it subscription nation. Statista says the average subscriber has 2 active subscriptions, and over a third of people have 3 or more. I mean, almost doubling in just 4 years. That's not just a trend. That's a whole economic shift happening.
It absolutely is. And yeah, the core idea is simple. Pay regularly, get stuff regularly, service or product access. But if you step back, it really changes the whole relationship between a business and a customer. It's not just one sale, done, it's long-term, it's often automated, it's deeply integrated. Building a relationship, a continuous flow of value, not just, one transaction. Just think for a second. How many subscriptions do you actually have running right now? Maybe some you've forgotten. It's not just Netflix or Spotify. It could be your gym, cloud storage, security system, maybe an app you pay for yearly, software for your smart home. These charges are kind of humming along in the background deep in our finances.
That's such a good point, the invisible nature of it all. Which brings us to the big question, why? What's driving this? Why are we all getting so hooked? It can't just be convenience, surely. Seems like there's something deeper going on psychologically.
You're spot on. And yeah, the psychology is fascinating. Our sources point to several key drivers for consumers, and it goes way beyond just easy. First, yeah, convenience is huge. But it's more than just easy clicks. It's that set it and forget it feeling. It actually lifts a mental load, like never having to remember razors. Or making sure you've got coffee beans, right? Or pet food. It just arrives. You don't have to think about reordering, comparing prices, making a special trip. It genuinely frees up brain space, you know. Second, and it's related, subscriptions really help with reducing decision fatigue. We have so many choices constantly, right? What to watch, what to eat, which soap to buy. It's exhausting. Subscriptions simplify that. They offer a curated selection or just automate the basics. Think meal kits or those clothing boxes. It cuts down the mental effort. And that makes you likely to stick with something that works, even if it's not always perfect, just because it's easy. Then there's the feeling of getting value for money. People are definitely watching their spending, but subscriptions often feel like good value. An internet retailing study found a quarter of people said value was the main reason they signed up. Maybe it's an annual fee for free shipping that makes individual buys feel cheaper. Or a flat monthly fee for tons of movies feels like a bargain compared to buying them one by one. That perceived saving, big motivator. And that ties into personalization. We love feeling like something is tailored just for us. Companies use all that data, what you watch, buy, click on, to deliver stuff specifically for you, like how Netflix just knows what you want to watch next. Or a beauty box sends stuff for your skin type, that bespoke feeling, like they get you. That's incredibly sticky, makes you feel valued. And connected to that is the wow, or Christmas experience effect, curation and discovery. Especially with subscription boxes, you often don't know exactly what's coming. That mystery, the anticipation, then the reveal, it's a real thrill, like getting a present every month. It's so powerful that unboxing videos are massive online. Millions watch them. It just shows how much people enjoy that moment of surprise, of discovery. It turns buying into an event. And finally, there's a powerful sense of community and exclusivity, often with access models. You feel like a member, part of a special club. The Belong Report mentioned how Gen Z especially shaped their identity through online communities. They join brands that offer that. So brands try to deliver experiences, a shared identity, not just products. Exclusive offers, members-only stuff, private groups. Feeling special keeps you around.
Wow, okay. That's a lot of psychological levers being pulled there. It's definitely way more than just it's easy. It sounds like they're really tapping into our basic needs, maybe even our biases.
Oh, absolutely. And understanding that helps explain why we get hooked. We need to touch on some behavioral economics principles here because they're working subtly in the background. First, loss aversion. Basically, losing something hurts more than gaining something of equal value feels good. Once you're used to a service streaming, pet food delivers the idea of losing that access. That's a strong reason to keep paying, even if you don't use it much. Like paying for a gym you barely go to, because losing the option feels worse than the monthly fee. Companies know this. Easy to start, harder to stop. Then, the endowment effect. We value things more just because we kind of possess them or have access. After a free trial, you start feeling like the service is yours. Letting it go feels harder than deciding to buy it fresh. You've already built it into your routine. And a really big one, mental accounting. We tend to treat small, regular subscription fees differently than big, one-off payments. You know, $9.99 here, $12.99 there. They get filed away mentally under small stuff or convenience. It's easy to underestimate how much it all adds up. It's that death by a thousand cuts idea. Individually tiny, but together. A real drain. A $10 movie ticket feels like one cost, but $15 a month for unlimited movies can trick your brain, even if you only watch one film.
Yeah.
Lastly, status quo bias. Humans generally prefer things to stay the same. Change takes effort. Canceling a subscription, that's effort. It disrupts the status quo. And it often feels like a hassle, even if it saves you money. And let's be real, some companies make it deliberately difficult. Hidden buttons, phone calls, multiple steps. They use our natural laziness, our preference for the easy path, which is often just letting it roll over.
Wow, yeah, that really breaks down how cleverly these are designed. So it seems like the main pillars are genuine value, or at least perceived value, that fun element of surprise or discovery, and really crucially, knowing their customers well enough to personalize things, making us feel special. It's smart, almost like a perfectly laid convenience trap.
It is very smart. And this deep understanding of psychology shapes the different types of subscription models we see out there. McKinsey did a study categorizing them, and the market share is pretty revealing. The biggest chunk, like 55%, is curation or discovery subscriptions. These really play on that wow factor, the surprise element. You don't know exactly what's coming, so there's anticipation. Think Birchbox for beauty, Blue Apron for meals, Stitch Fix for clothes. People often sign up because of word of mouth or online reviews, but keeping them. That comes down to consistently delivering those tailored, surprising experiences that make them feel understood and excited. Next up, about 33% of the market are replenishment subscriptions. These are all about pure convenience and utility, saving you time, effort, making sure you don't run out of essentials. Amazon Subscribe and Save is huge here. Dollar Shave Club, Ritual Vitamins, people sign up mainly for the discounts, the necessity, the ease, and they stay because it keeps being convenient and maybe saves them a bit of money. It just simplifies life. And the last 13% are access subscriptions. These promise exclusivity, special deals, VIP perks, feeling like part of a club. Think JustVap for fashion, Thrive Market for groceries with member pricing. Word of mouth gets people in. But renewals depend heavily on feeling like you're getting something special, something others don't. That personalized, exclusive access fosters real loyalty.
That breakdown really clarifies things. You can see how each type hits those different psychological notes we talked about. Discovery, automation, relief. So it makes sense businesses love this model. But what's really in it for them, besides just the predictable money, are there other advantages for them that we don't necessarily see as consumers?
Oh yeah, the business advantages are significant. It really changes their game. First off, like you said, predictable revenue streams, that's huge. Unlike one-off sales, which can be up and down, regular payments mean stability. They can forecast better, plan better budgets, inventory, R&D, even investor relations. It's a steady financial pulse. And that predictability directly helps with improved stock management and inventory. If you know roughly how many subscribers you have, you know roughly how much product you need. This cuts down massively on waste from overstocking, lowers warehousing costs. Think of a meal kit company, they know exactly how many carrots to order. Much more efficient, often more sustainable too, than traditional retail guesswork. Then there's the potential for much enhanced customer loyalty and higher customer lifetime value, LTV. Subscriptions mean constant contact. Every delivery, every email, every recommendation is a chance to strengthen that relationship. It builds long-term engagement, brand loyalty. People get integrated into the brand's world. And that long relationship means each customer is worth far more over time than they would be from just one purchase. Better ROI on marketing. Also, the ability to offer a really personalized customer experience at scale. They're constantly gathering data, what you like, how you use the service, your feedback. They can use that to tailor things specifically to you. Think streaming recommendations getting better, or a beauty box adjusting based on your reviews. That personalization is a massive differentiator, makes customers feel seen, and maybe unexpectedly, there's a built-in marketing aspect. Those nice subscription boxes, they're like little moving billboards when they arrive. People share unboxings on social media, turning customers into free marketers. And influencer marketing is huge here. Send a cheap box to an influencer, they make a video seen by millions. That's incredible marketing reach, often feels more authentic too.
Okay, that's a really compelling case for the business side. It almost sounds like a perfect system for them. But, well, nothing's ever perfect, is it? And here's where it gets really interesting, because alongside the benefits, there's a definite downside, a darker side maybe, to this boom. For us consumers, and maybe even for the planet, what are some of those challenges our sources flagged?
Yeah, that convenience definitely has a shadow side for consumers. A big one is simply overbuying and clutter. Subscription boxes often send more stuff than you'd normally buy, or things you don't really need. Think about makeup boxes. You might get 5 full-size items for, say, $39. Seems great, right? But how many black mascaras or highlighters do you actually use in a year? We saw comments on Reddit about feeling anxious and overwhelmed with all these wee sample bottles everywhere. People end up canceling and giving away tons of unused stuff. It creates stress, not less. And that links to what some people call trash boxes. That same Reddit thread had people saying lots of boxes are just filled with surplus stuff companies bought cheap. You know, overstock, last season's items, repackaged as a treat. It's a way for businesses to shift unwanted inventory, but it leads to waste and disappointment for the customer. Then there's the issue of lack of flexibility, feeling locked in. In a shop, you compare prices, brands. With subscriptions, you often lose that choice. You're committed to one brand, one selection, one platform. You can't easily shop around for deals or switch if your needs change. Feels a bit like digital handcuffs sometimes. And if things go wrong, damaged item, wrong size, billing error, the hassle of returns or exchanges can be a nightmare. What should be easy turns into customer service calls, tracking packages, post office trips. A huge headache, as one source put it. And, like we touched on, quitting can be deliberately hard, almost like breaking a bad habit. Sources compared it to quitting smoking. Navigating cancellation can be frustrating. Sometimes there are hidden fees, weird procedures. Companies use those dark patterns in website design, hiding the cancel button, making you call. They leverage our inertia, our aversion to hassle, to keep us paying. And all this adds up to hidden costs and financial strain, those small fees. Death by 1,000 cuts they accumulate. Plus, we forget things. Free trials we didn't cancel, old gym memberships, apps we don't use. It can mess up your budget, eat into savings, cause stress, often without you realizing until you really look at your statements. It leads to that subscription fatigue, the sheer cognitive and financial load of managing dozens of recurring payments. It's exhausting. Now, let's shift to the environmental impact, because it's bigger than you might think, even for digital stuff. First, subscriptions can drive automated overconsumption. We get sent things we don't need or use. That means unnecessary production, shipping emissions, and more landfill waste, the opposite of mindful buying. Then there's heavy packaging. Physical boxes especially generate tons of waste. Cardboard, plastic inserts, wrap, peanuts. Month after month it piles up, often outweighs any eco-benefit of the product inside. Even digital stuff has a digital carbon footprint. Streaming, that's estimated at 1% of global emissions. It's not just your TV using power, it's the huge data centers, the servers, the networks needed to get that content to you. And more screen time means more energy use, more emissions. And connecting the dots financially, many big tech companies, ones behind popular subscriptions, invest their money with huge banks that fund fossil fuels. So your monthly fee could indirectly support climate change. It's a complex, often unseen link. With food subscriptions, food waste is still a major issue, even with portion control promises. If you end up throwing out half your grocery box because you didn't need it or it went bad, any sustainability gains from efficient delivery are lost, especially in places like the US where food waste is already huge. Automated deliveries can make it worse if they don't match real needs. And even things like fashion rental, it's nuanced. Renting can be better than buying fast fashion constantly. But if you buy very few clothes normally, say less than 2 items a month, renting might actually be less sustainable. All the shipping, cleaning, packaging, it adds up. It really depends on individual habits and the rental company's practices.
Wow. Okay, it's really clear the subscription model isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Big hidden challenges for us, for the planet. And businesses face issues too, right? Like high churn rates, people leaving quickly, spending loads on promotions that don't bring loyal customers, struggling to keep people interested long term, especially with novelty boxes. It's a tricky balance for them too, pricing versus value. Okay, to make this more concrete, let's look at some actual data. We've had a really interesting comparative study looking at two giants, Netflix and Spotify. This gives us some solid insights into how people actually behave with these big, established subscription services. Helps us understand the bigger picture.
Yeah, this study surveyed 217 streaming users in Bangalore, India. They used surveys for broad data and interviews for the why. And it showed some interesting similarities, but also key differences between Netflix and Spotify. First up, gender and price sensitivity. They found no significant link between someone's gender and whether they canceled Netflix or Spotify because of a price hike. That's important. It suggests, for these services at least, price sensitivity isn't really about gender. It's more likely about overall budget or perceived value. Challenges a common marketing assumption, maybe. But when they looked at the entertainment budget by age group, there was a significant difference for both platforms. Spending on entertainment subscriptions definitely varies with age. Younger people might have less money, but spend more of it on entertainment. Older groups might have bigger budgets, but different priorities. Crucial for pricing strategies. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating, especially regarding algorithms, personalized recommendations, and seeking exclusive content elsewhere. For Netflix users, a significant negative correlation. Meaning, the more users felt Netflix's recommendations were good, the less likely they were to go looking for exclusive shows on other services. It's like Netflix's recommendations are so effective they keep users contained, satisfied enough not to stray outside that walled garden. Their AI isn't just suggesting, it's actively reducing churn. But for Spotify, no significant correlation like that was found. Spotify's personalized recommendations didn't seem to stop users from looking elsewhere for exclusive music or podcasts. Maybe it's just the nature of music. People hop around more for artists. Or maybe Spotify's personalization, while good, doesn't create that same containment feeling as Netflix's visual recommendations. A key difference. Also, for both services, usage frequency varied a lot based on the primary reason someone subscribed. Why did they sign up initially? Convenience. A specific show or album, and social reasons. That starting motivation heavily influences how much they actually use it later. Businesses really need to understand that initial why. And finally, regarding willingness to pay for an ad-free experience. Surprisingly, neither their entertainment budget nor how much they valued recommendations strongly predicted if someone would pay to remove ads on either platform. Suggests other factors are driving that decision. Maybe how annoying the ads are. The perceived status of being ad-free, subtle quality differences, needs more digging, definitely.
So what's the takeaway here for these platforms, or really any subscription service, it seems like while some things are universal age affecting budget, why you join affecting how much you use it, the actual type of content, video versus audio, and how good the personalization is, can create really different user behaviors. It's not one size fits all. And that Netflix example, the power of a truly smart recommendation engine is incredible. It can shape your whole content world.
Exactly. And that brings us back nicely to ethics and sustainability. These aren't just side issues, they're becoming central. It's really good to see more industry leaders, especially women leaders, pushing for more transparency, fairness, and responsible consumption in this space. Prioritizing ethics, sourcing, marketing, environmental impact isn't just the right thing to do. It builds trust, loyalty, and ensures the business itself is sustainable long term. It's strategic now.
Right, and that links directly to this growing trend of sustainability-focused subscription boxes. We're seeing more of these pop up as people get more aware of the environmental side, and frankly, tired of getting those trash boxes.
Totally. And these boxes actively try to promote sustainability. Some encourage recycling or reusing packaging, maybe letting you return it or swap items. Building circular ideas right into the service makes it easy for people to reduce their footprint, and generally, they make sustainability accessible. Lots of people want to be more eco-friendly but feel overwhelmed. Where do I start? What's actually green? These boxes do the vetting for you. They curate genuinely eco-conscious products. Like the Crate Joy Green UP box example, it helps people replace plastic household items with sustainable alternatives. Sustainability delivered.
That's brilliant, just removing the friction.
Yeah.
So if a business wants to create one of these eco-friendly boxes, what should they focus on beyond just picking green stuff to really make a difference?
Good question. Several things make them really impactful. First, personalizing based on sustainability interests. Ask customers what eco-issues they care most about: plastic, cruelty-free, zero waste. Then tailor the box. Makes it more meaningful, builds loyalty. Second, supporting local eco-friendly businesses. Cuts down shipping emissions, gives you more control over sourcing, and helps smaller brands. Ensures the whole supply chain is genuinely green. Third, absolutely crucial, source only sustainable packaging. Avoid plastic. Use recyclable cardboard, cornstarch peanuts, mushroom packaging, maybe even design packaging that's reusable, like that baby accessory box turning into a toy. Make the unboxing part of the eco story. Fourth, create a memorable unboxing experience that highlights the green aspect. The packaging itself should scream eco, include notes about sustainability, maybe small eco-friendly gifts, reinforce the mission, educate the customer. And finally, many successful ones give back to the eco community. Donate a portion of sales to an environmental nonprofit, like Earth Love supporting coral reefs or funding tree planting. It amplifies their impact, makes customers feel part of something bigger, fosters huge goodwill.
That's fantastic. Really practical advice for businesses and for us consumers wanting to make better choices. Okay, so wrapping this all together, the psychology, the cost, the impacts, the platform differences, how can you, listening right now, navigate this whole subscription world more mindfully? What are the practical steps to manage subscriptions instead of letting them manage you?
Right, getting practical. First, and maybe most important, monitor your account activity regularly. Like, really comb through your bank and credit card statements. You'll probably be surprised what's lurking there. Forgotten trials, old services. To help, there are apps now. Desubscription services like Trim or Truebill. They track recurring payments, help you see everything in one place, and sometimes even help you cancel, like a personal finance auditor for subscriptions. Next, reflect critically on your habits. For every subscription, ask yourself, does this bring me real joy or value? Am I actually using it enough? Does it fit my life now? Does it align with my values? If the answer is no, or the cost per use is crazy high, it's time to cut it loose. Be honest with yourself. Also, try to understand cancellation policies before signing up. Know the notice period, any fees. Saves hassle later. Some places, like California, are making online cancellation mandatory, but it's not everywhere yet. Check the fine print. And don't forget app subscriptions. They're sneaky, often vague on bank statements. You usually have to go into your phone's App Store settings, Google Play or Apple App Store, find subscriptions under your account, and cancel there. Quick check can save decent money. Ultimately, it's about developing your own personalized strategy. Maybe set a monthly subscription budget. Categorize them, essential versus non-essential. Decide on a maximum number you'll keep active, like maybe only one streaming service at a time or one meal kit. Taking conscious control minimizes waste and ensures subscriptions actually serve your needs and budget. Puts you back in charge.
That's super helpful, really actionable stuff for listeners. And for businesses, thinking back to Netflix and Spotify, some clear strategic pointers emerge. For Netflix-like platforms, the data says, keep investing in those amazing recommendation engines. They clearly lock users in and reduce churn, deepen content exclusivity to strengthen that walled garden. For Spotify-like platforms, maybe personalization isn't the magic bullet for stopping users exploring elsewhere for exclusive content. So they might need to focus on other value propositions beyond just ad-free, like really push superior audio quality, unique features like collaborative playlists, robust offline options. Those might be stronger hooks in the audio world, and generally for everyone. Tailor marketing and pricing to age groups. Understand price sensitivity is complex, not just gender-based, and really dig into the psychology behind why people pay for ad-free tiers.
Absolutely. And zooming out again, the subscription model itself does have potential for positive impact, especially environmentally, if done right. Better stock management means less waste. Streamlined logistics, predictable orders can mean lower carbon footprints from shipping. But its success, both financially and ethically, really depends on careful planning, truly understanding customers, and being agile enough to adapt to changing needs, ethical expectations, and environmental realities. It's a powerful tool, needs careful handling.
What a journey today, seriously.
Mostly.
From those charming Old-of-the-Month clubs to this massive, complex subscription economy shaping our daily lives, we've unpacked the psychology, the business models, the benefits, and importantly, the hidden costs. Financial, mental clutter, environmental, and seeing how real users behave on platforms like Netflix and Spotify really grounds it all.
Yeah, it's been a deep dive for sure. And remember, folks, knowledge is best when you actually use it. We really hope you take some of these insights and apply them. Be more mindful, more intentional about your own subscriptions.
So here's a final thought to chew on. In a world totally geared towards convenience where everything can be automated, how do we make sure those automated habits, especially our subscriptions, actually reflect our values and needs? And aren't just driven by impulse or clever marketing? We encourage you to continue your own deep dive. Maybe take 5 minutes tonight to audit your subscriptions. Or check out one of those sustainable options we mentioned. Until next time, stay curious and keep diving deep.